but I'm up at 2 in the morning. That's the gag.
Right.
What's what's up, yo? Too? How's everyone doing this lovely, whatever day I dropped this? It's your boy Rex in the building. Got my homeboy Trial with me,
What up?
and today we're going to talk about our thoughts on PM Dawn's Unsung episode. Now, it's no secret I'm not the biggest fan, or scratch, I'm not a fan of this group whatsoever. I'm gonna be real with y'all, but you know me. Unsung is usually like the only show I would talk about episode by episode and stuff like that. But this episode to me, I learned a couple things about the group. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can say about PM Dawn
Mhm.
was that even though I'm not the biggest fan, I would say that they were, whenever people say the first rappers to rap and sing, I would put them on that list and shit
Mhm.
like that too. You know what I'm saying? And they were talking about some heavy shit that was very taboo at the time, like spirituality, abortion, and shit like that too. That is something I would give PM Dawn, but
Mm.
uh,
Everything else,
I
no.
just I just found their music, they weren't really appealing. Like
No.
it's like they were like a soulless De La Soul when I first heard them. Like
Um,
I don't know, man. I don't know, but how did you get into PM Dawn?
I got into them with the Set a Different Memory Bliss song, and I want to say that was on, when back in the day when MTV used to have like these compilation albums like Club MTV, and they had the was it Red Hot and Dance compilation.
Yeah,
I think that song was on one of those compilations that I my mom ended up buying like back in the day on cassette. And just Spandau Ballet, they sampled that song for that for Set Adrift, and that was like a huge 80s song that I remember. And they were just different, you know what I'm saying? Like every their whole look and the sound and their philosophies on things was just different. Paper Doll was another huge hit that I liked from them. And a lot of their stuff went over my head, you know what I'm saying? Like being like 11, 12 years old when they came out, and um their videos were different. They were just different from what everybody else was doing. They were different from what the West Coast was doing. They were different from what cats here on the East Coast was doing. And I just liked them. I thought they came out at the wrong time though. They If they had
yeah,
came out in the 2000 in a different era, like 2000s, 2010s, they would have been more accepted. Even now, um, they were just. I think they were misunderstood, and they wasn't they hip hop at that time wasn't ready for them. You know what I'm saying? We didn't understand them, and it wasn't ready for them. But just listening to Set Adrift, and then Paper Doll, and My Die Without You from the Boomerang soundtrack. Every song was even a bigger hit, and they blew up. And I think with that, of course, you're gonna get the haters, and you're gonna get people that try to tear them down. And but I they did go over my head. I just like the beat. I like the production from like the different samples that they took, and like a lot of the songs were like real melodic. It was like hip hop and R&B together. And we was getting that with like Father MC and Heavy D and the Boys. And I think PM Dawn had their lane for that, and mixing religion, and they were just different. You know what I'm saying? And you know they're not talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because of the mainstream hits they had, or people just don't care for them, but they're not talk mentioned enough when it comes to hip hop. And it's a shame. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's another underrated group that people don't give recognition to. So
interesting. Yeah, and honestly, I think like to a lot of people, it's like when it comes to PM Dawn, they would talk about Sit Adrift to Memory Lane, Sit Adrift to Memory Bliss,
right.
I Die Without You song from Boomerang, which
Mm,
I'm not gonna lie. For that movie, that was a decent song for that movie
yeah,
and shit.
definitely.
Anything else, it's just an acquired taste. I feel like they're definitely an acquired taste for some fans and shit. Myself
Mm,
included. You
right.
know what I'm saying? But let's get right into this episode. I'm just gonna, how I do run through this episode.
Mm,
So PM Dawn, the original lineup, and I'll get into that in a minute. It consists of Prince B and DJ Minute Mix, and so they were a group from Jersey City, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? They had like a large family and whatnot. They got into music. They had their first demo in '88. You know what I'm saying? While they were working at a security guard at a homeless shelter, and so they signed to Tommy Boy, but then they also had a distribution with G Street Records, a UK label, which that was also known for hooking up with Jungle Brothers, Queen Latifah, and whatnot.
yeah.
And so that's when they dropped the first album, Of the Heart, of the Soul, and Of the Cross, the Utopian Experience.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, this is another group with this titles and stuff like that. I mean, I don't mind, but it was just like,
Oh
okay,
man.
I would have done with Of the Heart, Of the Soul, and Of the Cross. I mean, the whole title itself was a utopian experience, but hey, which this had a song "Set Adrift" on Memory Bliss, which honestly, I fucking hate that song on some real shit. I never liked that song.
I like how we're discussing the unsung about the group and you're just shitting on them.
I mean, I'm being honest. Like I'm being honest. Like as
I
fuck.
hope they
I'm
don't.
being
I hope they
honest.
don't see this episode.
And what did they do? Bro, it's like this is what I do.
Oh
It's not
man.
what I do is just because I talk about an unsung episode, just because I don't have to like the artist. Like
Mm,
shit.
that
I'm not a
man.
big fan of fucking Keith Washington. Y'all remember the Keith Washington one I did? I'm not a big fan of that one and shit. Fuck.
Oh shit.
But besides, I'll talk about why I dislike the group in a minute. Shit.
Mm,
And you know why. And if you guys know the channel, you'll know why. Because they had the audacity to go after one of my favorite MCs of all time. Karis One. Talk about he's a teacher. Teacher of what? I mean, the fuck you mean he's a teacher of what? I'm
oh
being real.
man.
I'm being real. I'm being real. Because Karis One, y'all know how much I love Karis One.
Mm,
Blastmaster Chris. Y'all know Boogie Down Production. Y'all know how much. And I get whenever it comes to a particular MC, Rakim, Nas,
right.
um, Kendrick, and if anyone comes to a particular MC, I might have to pull out my bias card a little bit and shit like that.
Mm,
And I might this might be a fucked up thing to say, but if you guys heard some words from that teacher, y'all probably would not got into the whole child molestation or child abuse scandal. But I'm gonna keep
oh
my mouth
Lord.
shut on that. I'm gonna keep my mouth
Lord.
shut. Which I know that they did. They said that they didn't they were accused, but still. And I know, and then I was pulling up an interview, and this was around the time Karis One was doing his sex and violence. He was going through like a lot of shit, like the whole divorce from Miss Melody, label issues. He was going through a lot of shit. Ice Cube was dissing him at that time too.
Mm,
Talk about I'm a teacher of respect. That's how you fucking do it, and that's why
yeah.
he's a fucking teacher and shit. So I
Yeah.
don't blame Karis One for throwing PM them off the stage. I don't blame him. And I know what y'all say. It's like, oh, you're so heartless and shit like that. I'm just like, Karis One, like I said, Karis One done a lot of shit for hip hop. And whenever motherfuckers like talk shit about Karis One, it always gets me bothered and shit. Well, Karis
I
One is the hip
remember.
hop. Oh, go ahead.
I remember hearing about that show back in the day, and then I was on a live stream. I want to say it was either last year or year before last, and Dress had a live stream and he was doing an interview,
Yeah.
and he was talking about that because Black Sheep was actually performing right after them when that happened. Like
Mm-hmm.
like after Karis threw Prince B off the stage, Black Sheep was supposed to get on and perform. And I think Queen Latifah was a host of
Yeah.
that show. So he talked
Yep.
about that night, and I always remember hearing about what happened. I didn't really understand what was the whole beef about, but you know, that's just one of those things that happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But there's been some other stories too. I've read a story that said Just Ice was the one that
Mm.
threw him off the stage and stuff like that.
Oh wow, I heard it was Careless One
Because
that did it.
well, they said Karis One and his crew, and mind you, Just
Mm.
Ice was affiliated with Karis One too.
Oh
So
okay, yeah,
you never know. I mean, besides Just
right,
Ice, he's another nigga that was kind of savage at that
right,
that time too.
yeah,
So I didn't know that PM Dawn retaliated with that song Plastic, which
yeah.
which I'm not even gonna hold you. That was okay. That was an okay track too. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Wasn't they? I remember. I don't think MTV played it. 'Cause I remember MTV News did a story on it, like diss tracks, and that one came up. I don't think they played it though. I don't think I ever saw that video. But I thought they had took shots of Run DMC in that also.
Really?
Was Yeah, that was the rumor.
Hold up.
Unless I think
Whoa.
that was the rumor that they took shots of Run DMC on that joint. But what the ironic thing is, um,
They wanted Down with the King video.
right, and Reverend Run bought Eternal to his church, his ministry or whatever.
Wow.
So I don't know how true that is. Maybe it was just a rumor.
Yeah, because I'm trying to look on Google right now and shit.
Mm.
Like, I don't see nothing about nothing with Run DMC, but
But
I
they
never
never played
heard
that
that. Which
video. They never played the video. I
you
never
see,
saw it.
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Mm.
Cause I guess because that sound was a bit more harder edge compared to like the usual PM Dawn kind of song,
Right.
and even with that, he's Prince. Like the DJ, what's his what motherfucker's name? Goddamn, I gotta pull.
Eternal.
Yeah, minute mix, Eternal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that he never really seen Prince be that kind of mad though. You know what I'm saying? It's like he said, I
Right.
never seen him throw a punch, but he was punching that plastic. Yeah, man. But it got kind of sad. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, it did kind of get kind of sad, especially when Prince B's health problems came about. You can tell his wife really loved him. Like his wife really did love
Yeah.
him and shit too. Then his sneaky ass cousin came
That's
about and
messed
shit.
up.
That's like some Solar Guru Solar kind of
Hmm.
shit.
And the same thing happened with New Edition. Johnny Gill and Ralph
Yeah,
Tresvant trademarked the group name, and they claimed that it was for the group and legacy and all that. And a lot of people felt like they were just doing that to get paid from the group name. And Johnny, how could you do that? Because you came in as a new member to replacing Bobby. How could you like trademark the group name when you wasn't there from the beginning? You
yeah,
know,
that
and
was
and
kind of confusing too.
and it makes the cousin now look bad. Like you're trademarking the group name and you wasn't there from day one. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to give the trademark to Internal, and G Street needs to pay them they back royalties. So they owe them millions of dollars.
That is true.
You know.
Yeah, because I've heard some stuff about G Street over the years.
Hmm.
'Cause I think the Jungle Brothers themselves, did not have all their royalties paid out too, from what I've read.
Right. And they probably owe other artists. Grave Diggers was on that label for their first
Oh,
album.
yeah,
You
that's
know.
why they had to re-release that album too in
Hmm.
'97 because I
Oh, I
think
didn't know
that
that.
they got money from the '97 reissue, but I could be wrong about that.
Right.
'Cause I think the reissue came out on Tommy Boy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
then yeah, man. And Chris B died 2016 and shit like that.
It's about the 6 years this year in June.
Right.
That's crazy.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me double check some of that Gravediggers album. Yeah, I think the reissue came out in '97. Yeah, it did. Okay.
97. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I
Wow.
mean, like I said before, like I'm not the biggest fan like of this group and shit like
Hmm.
that. No lie, but I do say that when it comes to like the whole singing, I mean, says singing, the whole sing rap. I'm gonna say R&B laced rap. They broke down the barriers for motherfuckers like Ty Dolla Sign and Drake
Oh
and all these
wow,
other motherfuckers. Yeah, yeah, because especially Drake
Ty
too.
Dolla
Because
Sign. What?
yeah, I mean, I'm
Oh
just
man,
saying that kind of thing, because especially with Drake, the Drakes and shit,
right,
because like PM Dawn, they definitely had a more sentimental approach to their
right,
love songs compared to the LL Cool J's and the Big Daddy Kanes and shit. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good unsung episode, and just and them talking about their childhood and growing up and how they got into the business and just being different and having a different sound and not being afraid to try new things, and we need more of that. We need more artists like that. That's what hip hop
Right.
was. Is like taking something from nothing and going out of the box, and you know so props to them for sounding different and for being themselves, and
Yeah.
it worked for them. You know what I mean? Like they had hits, and I mean I don't think I think now it's just people give them their props now, but where was that back in 1991? You know what I'm saying?
It's like they got more love pop community than the hip hop community. That's the thing.
Right. And I mean, look, Outkast was different when they came out. They didn't sound like nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, like I think if they came out now in this era, like they would have gotten it. They would have been bigger now than back then. But they did
I
their
agree.
thing. They definitely had their hits, and I like their music. So it was a shame what happened with Prince B and diabetes. I have diabetes in my family, so it is a serious thing, and
Same.
you know, um, we just got to take better care of ourselves, and it's a struggle. It's hard to like say no to the sweets. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard, but we got to train ourselves to eat better and live better, and if we want to live a long time. So it's a shame that that happened to him. Rest in peace to him, and it was good to see his family. I didn't know if he had kids or a wife, and it was good to see them on the episode, and they all look like him. The daughter sings beautifully, and the son, and I know they got a group and they doing music, and that's good. Like, definitely need to continue the legacy. Like give them the trademark. They that's his kids. They deserve it.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like let them continue that PM Dawn legacy and make great music. For this generation. So that was good to see his wife and his kids in it.
I agree.
You know.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to PM Dawn. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of this group, and don't ask me for no discography breakdowns. I mean, try. That's on you if you want.
I don't know. I don't know. I might because I mean I don't even online I don't see nobody like talk about their music or nothing. So that's something
Yeah.
I might do, just something different. And you know, we can't always talk about Wu-Tang Clan all the damn time. So
Or the hardcore hip hop artists.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like I might do
like
that at some
like we
point.
were talking about Nikki D today, man. That's the thing.
Exactly. I never hear nobody talk about her album. So
For real.
I
Nikki.
might do that for the anniversary of his death. It was in June. I might do that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's on
It
you and
it
shit.
won't be long because it won't be long.
I feel you. I
Cause
feel
I
if you heard
like
all that out.
no, I
Okay.
heard two. I heard this. I heard well the first one I got. I heard the Bliss album. That was good. I didn't hear Jesus. Was it Jesus Wept? I didn't hear that one. And like the independent one they were doing, but just something different, and I think I just might do that.
For real.
You know,
Let me look through the album names because they had Dearest Christian. I'm so very sorry for bringing me here, love dad.
and that's the name of the album.
From 98.
Oh well, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Jesus Wept from 95.
I remember when that came out, but I didn't never heard it.
Mm. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, it's not like my kind of hip hop, but yeah, that's on
Right.
you, bro.
Yeah,
Um,
I just might do that. I might for his anniversary just talk about their discography. You know,
I feel you.
it won't be like an hour long or nothing. Maybe 30 minutes or something. So
Okay. Shit, I know next week is Das Effects.
yes,
That's the one I can't wait to talk about,
I
man. For
wonder
sure.
what they're gonna talk about in that one, bro. Like what don't we know about Das Effects?
I don't know shit about Das Effects. Like, I'll be real with you. I don't know shit about Das
Uh,
Effects.
well, other
Even
than
their
them, hmm?
even their Wikipedia page is kind of vague a little bit.
Other than them being professors, I don't know their personal life like that. So I don't know what to expect with that one. Hopefully they get real personal with they episode and give us some background, some family history or whatever. Show their family on there or whatever.
Right. Because I know that, of course, they're still touring
Yeah.
and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yep.
But yeah, man. And that's another group we do have to talk about in the future. Like,
Yeah.
I do got the Dead Serious album, which I love that fucking album and
Yeah.
shit.
That was dope. That was dope.
For real. But yeah, man. Appreciate this, bro, as usual.
No doubt.
I'll probably drop this probably like Friday night or some
All
shit.
right.
I don't know.
Cool.
All right, but hope you'll have a good night. I'll text you the schedule later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.